Hey there, finance buffs! Ever felt that jolt of excitement when you see gold hit a new all-time high? Well, buckle up because today we're diving into why XRP could rocket 1,000% after gold's recent surge. Gold just shattered its previous record, and historically, whenever this happens, one overlooked altcoin tends to skyrocket over 1,000%. That's right, blink and you'll miss it. So, pour yourself some coffee. Today, I'm unpacking the curious love-hate triangle between gold, Bitcoin, and XRP. Yes, XRP, the coin everyone loves to underestimate, until it shocks the world. Imagine this. I'm scrolling through morning market updates on my phone while the kettle whistles and the gold chart screams at me in neon green, $3,500 per ounce. It's not every day the world's oldest store of value behaves like a meme coin, yet here we are. Gold surged a whopping 89% since October 2023. And while we debated spot ETFs or whether AI influencers would replace dog-themed coins, this shiny relic silently stole the spotlight. I'm no gold fanatic. I don't even wear a luxury watch, just a trusty Apple Watch. But when something traditionally sluggish starts sprinting, I pay attention. History tells us crypto becomes envious, and indeed Bitcoin wears jealousy impressively well. After weeks stuck around $80,000, the orange giant decisively punched upward to $95,000, an 11% leap in just 1 week. It's like your typically relaxed roommate finally slamming the table and saying, "My turn." Yet quietly lounging in the corner like a cat enjoying its sunny spot is XRP, steady around $2. Old-school Ripple enthusiasts, your frustration is valid. Your chart looks flatter than a pancake under a steamroller while everything else takes off. But here's the fascinating twist. Last time gold went on such a boastful global tour, XRP became the breakout star once gold's momentum faded. Rewind to late 2018, trade wars escalated and panic-buying toilet paper predated the pandemic. Gold climbed methodically, surging 72% to nearly $2,075 by August 2020. During this gold rally, crypto appeared sedated. Bitcoin napped, Ethereum daydreamed, and XRP barely twitched at around 17 cents. Yet, the instant gold tired out, XRP launched skyward, from 15 cents to nearly $2 within 6 months, an astounding 1,119% ascent despite courtroom theatrics with the SEC. To visualize, imagine a dog named Goldie chasing a frisbee, leaping spectacularly before inevitably needing a rest. Right then, another dog named Ripple, warmed up and ready, darts in to catch the next frisbee, stealing the spotlight completely. That's capital rotation in action. Momentum attracts money, boredom repels it. The monthly RSI, a market muscle fatigue indicator, underscores this. During gold's 2018 to 2020 run, RSI rose from a comfortable 40 to an overheated 84. Currently, gold sits at a scorching 85 RSI, its muscles exhausted, needing rest. Meanwhile, XRP's RSI comfortably rests around mid-60s, signaling ample room and energy to sprint forward. Real stakes? XRP today trades at just $2.18, mere pocket change compared to its explosive potential from previous cycles. Should it replicate even a modest 1,000% surge, we're looking at a staggering $24. For context, that's akin to buying a used bicycle and waking up the next morning to discover a Ducati parked in its place. Stay sharp, folks, and keep an eye on the charts. Until next time, happy investing.
XRP price forecast, eyes on $24 and $27. Off the back of that doubting tweet, let's be clear, these figures aren't just plucked from the crypto ether. Bitcoin OG Jeremy Dainsey, the guy who scooped up BTC when it was $1, has openly stated that $24 XRP is within reach this year. Meanwhile, another technical analyst, IGRA, flags a target of $20. When two chart veterans align, it's not time to scroll. It's time to grab your popcorn. So what's holding things back? In one word, litigation. The SEC lawsuit has hung over Ripple like a stubborn rain cloud since 2020, casting a mist of uncertainty that's kept institutional capital cautious. Every time the case drags on, traders get that "are we there yet?" feeling, tapping their fingers while watching price charts stall. But here's the twist. XRP's last explosive 1,000% rally. It happened during the SEC showdown, not after. If XRP can moonshot in the midst of a legal battle, imagine the impact of a settlement, or even the rumor of one. Still, it's not all blue skies yet. While gold has soaked up conservative capital fleeing geopolitical turmoil, the broader crypto space is still grappling with trust issues, unstable regulation, custody hurdles, and shaky stablecoins. XRP, often dismissed as the banker's coin, faces extra skepticism from retail investors who treat it like an ex-friend that transferred to private school. Enter real-world utility. The $5 trillion cross-border payment problem is still clunking along like dial-up internet. But Ripple's enterprise network is quietly building corridors across Southeast Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Regions where shaving seconds off remittances isn't a convenience. It's survival. That's why, when quarterly reports highlight traction, XRP doesn't just catch a vibe, it ignites. Because now we're talking revenue, cost savings, and shareholder grins. Now, zoom out. Picture global capital flows as lazy rivers at a water park. Investors drift toward what's thrilling but secure. Gold, that was the winter slide. Shiny, stable, no surprises. But once the queue gets too long and the lifeguard blows the whistle, eyes shift. Suddenly, the wave pool, crypto, especially large-cap altcoins like XRP, starts getting crowded. That shift is happening now. Macro funds are trimming gold after RSI signals it's overheated, and they're reallocating into digital assets. I crunched the numbers on a napkin. Barista laughed. I didn't. If just 10% of the capital that flowed into gold since 2023 rotates into XRP, we're cruising past 8. Double that. You're knocking on Jeremy's $24 call. It's supply and demand, 101. XRP's circulating supply hasn't moved much. Meanwhile, fresh demand is lining up like college kids bidding on the last slice of pizza at 2 a.m. And before you dismiss this as just another chart cult prediction, remember, markets are emotional ecosystems, giant mood rings reflecting human fear and greed. In 2024, fear was screaming. Middle East shipping routes were on high alert. US-China tariffs whispered recession. Bond yields were playing trampoline. And in that chaos, the smart money? It's not waiting for an invitation, it's rotating. Anchoring effect and the psychology behind the XRP surge. When the economic cocktail gets too spicy, institutional traders instinctively pivot to risk-off assets. Think gold, think cash, think short-term treasuries. That recent surge into bullion wasn't random. It was portfolio managers slamming the panic button labeled precious metal. But here's the iron law of Wall Street. Every panic breeds an overcorrection, and every overcorrection sets the stage for bold capital to pivot into high volatility plays for outsized rebounds. And crypto? Crypto is that loud kid in the corner with the stereo cranked to 11 the moment the grown-ups leave. So when capital leaks out of gold, it doesn't meander into sleepy dividend stocks. It bungee jumps into assets like Bitcoin and, historically, XRP. Investor psychology, anchoring in action. This is where psychology sneaks in. Gold holders who rode the metal from $1,800 to $3,500 are now anchored to that peak. A 5% dip feels like a steal. A 15% correction? Suddenly, palms get sweaty and sell orders fire. But those funds don't vanish. They search for the next asymmetric upside with a compelling, credible story. Bitcoin offers a familiar narrative: digital gold. But once that entry's made, savvy investors look around. That's when XRP enters the spotlight. Still undervalued, still operating at pre-pump levels, yet quietly establishing real-world rails. Ripple is locking in banking partners in Brazil, remittance channels in the Philippines, and payment corridors across the Gulf. It's a fundamentally sound pitch. Underappreciated asset, legal fog nearly lifted, circulating supply known, utility proven in live corridors. You don't need TikTok hype when Goldman interns can write this story into an internal memo with a straight face. The gold XRP inflection point? This isn't just a gold cool down. It could be the turning point in the Ripple versus SEC saga. Every docket update fuels speculation. A settlement rumor here, a procedural twist there. But if a judge rules favorably, or even just offers clarity on secondary market sales, the regulatory fog lifts and compliance desks can finally greenlight XRP. I'm not telling you to remortgage your house or liquidate your cat. The market runs on probabilities and discipline, not daydreams. Gold could break out again. Crypto could cook up another drama by tomorrow, but ignoring historical patterns? That's like refusing sunglasses in July. You're just signing up to squint. My strategic gold to XRP trading framework. Let's get tactical. I'm sharing, not shilling. Here's how I'm playing it. I've set a gold alert at $3,100. A drop below that signals cooling. Simultaneously, I've placed staggered XRP buy orders at 2.0, 180s, and 2.50, designed to catch dips and ride momentum. No leverage, no hero trades, just strategic dollar-cost averaging. Yes, we chart it all out in our free Discord server, link in the description. We analyze charts, share exit strategies, and occasionally roast each other's coffee habits. I keep it old school. Every Sunday, I log 3 key metrics in a paper notebook: gold's weekly RSI, Bitcoin's dominance percentage, XRP's volume-weighted average price. If gold weakens for 2 consecutive weeks and Bitcoin dominance slips below 50%, I consider that a green light combo. It worked in 2020, when I turned loose change into a down payment on an apartment. Is it scientific? Maybe not. But investing isn't fortune-telling. It's pattern recognition plus patience. XRP, poised for the lap of a lifetime? This gold to crypto rotation is shaping up to be the most thrilling lap of 2025. If the stars align, here's what the climax could look like. Gold cools back to $3,000. Analysts call it, over Bloomberg flashes crypto comeback. On screen XRP cracks 5, then 10, pauses, breaches $20 as Twitter loses its collective mind. Sounds bold? So did Dogecoin flipping 100-year-old corporations in market cap. And here we are. Final takeaway, read the rhythm or miss the dance. Let's wrap this up like a burrito. Gold is up 89%. Its RSI sits at 85. That's a market screaming for a breather. Capital, always hungry for action, will soon hunt the next adrenaline rush. Last cycle, that was XRP. Today, the price sits at roughly 218. The lawsuit's haze is thinning. Analysts are calling for 20+ as targets. Will history repeat? Nobody knows. But the rhythm, it's unmistakable, and I'd rather dance with the market than stand awkwardly by the punch bowl.